Like so many islands around the world, Kenya's Lamu Archipelago is littered with human garbage from the world's oceans. It is yet another example illustrating the difficulty of developing an effective collection and recycling system for these areas. Lamu lives from its golden beaches, so beloved among tourists. The trash washed up here also endangers coastal mangroves and the breeding grounds of marine turtles. Now, environmentalists have joined forces in the area of Shela to alleviate the impact on the local environment. Every morning, Angelica Schutz is out with her dog on the beach at Shela village on Lamu Island. She manages holiday homes on the island, but she's also active in a residents' environmental group. At 14 kilometers, Shela village's beach is the longest on Lamu.
Yeah, the local people as well, definitely they see the difference. Mainly, I would say not so much the people from Lamu, but people from upcountry Nairobi, people who travel here as local tourists, they also see what we are doing and they comment a lot on it.
Because last year Shela Beach looked like this. So German-born Angelica, who's lived here for 18 years, initiated the biggest beach cleanup ever undertaken on Lamu. Together with a friend, they joined forces with local environmental organization Lamcot and employed 10 people. They worked on the beach almost daily, collecting and separating plastic rubbish, a huge project for the 61-year-old who took care of the fundraising and organization.
I adjusted and readjusted, permanently readjusted my figures, because sometimes we came to a stretch of beach where there was a lot of rubbish and we would only do 50 meters in a day. There was a point where it was so polluted and there was so much rubbish and so much microplastic that we actually started to pull out the big pieces and then rake and separate and dig in the microplastic, because you cannot pick up microplastic from the beach.
Altogether, they collected 33 tons of plastic, and it's not only local waste. A lot comes from the sea. Most of the garbage was brought to a recycling company on the mainland, but some of it was kept for an exhibition on plastic pollution in Lamu town. Long-time activist Famau Shukri was part of the cleanup from the beginning. His organization Lamcot focuses on turtle and mangrove protection, so plastic pollution is a big issue for them.
We do lots of cleanups, coastal cleanup and town cleaning, and also we are raising awareness to the local people, because most of the people are littering on the beach.
Rubbish was also often thrown onto the street, especially guest houses and hotels. That's why Famau Shukri organized a rubbish collection for them. On daily basis, 2 cleaners collect the garbage and bring it to the small dump on the outskirts of Shela village. Lamcot also goes into schools to raise awareness among children. Some of the locals stayed with the project, like Isaac Monjanji, one of the 4 regular beach cleaners who has worked with Angelica Schutz since last year. Their work has become easier since Kenya banned plastic bags, but this alone doesn't solve the problem.
Now we are almost in June, July again, and I can probably say we found another 10 tons of rubbish. So that probably means we have 10 tons of rubbish annually coming to our beach.
She now hopes Kenya will take the next step and ban plastic bottles as well. They are still the biggest polluter on the coast. Let's head over to Ethiopia now. Keeping chickens has never been easy for farmers there. The breeds typically raised are susceptible to disease and are now struggling with the effects of climate change, like rising temperatures. Scientists hope to help these farmers by developing a more resilient type of chicken.
In Ethiopia, chickens are an important source of income for many, especially in rural areas. Fitsum Gabrihana lives on the outskirts of the capital, Addis Ababa, and he and his wife make a living raising chickens. Not an easy business because there isn't much access to good veterinary care, especially in remote areas. In the past, our chickens often succumbed to disease. We were not caring for our chickens properly. We used to just let them wander around all day. And now my wife and I are giving them all the necessary care and attention they need. We take turns. That leaves us time to do other things as well. Ethiopia is being increasingly affected by global warming. As a result of climate change, some chickens' breeds have become more vulnerable. The birds do not adjust well to the variations in temperature and become sick easily. It's now a matter of urgency that local farmers have strong, resilient breeds to raise. The International Livestock Research Institute, ILRI, in the Ethiopian capital, Addis Ababa, wants to help the farmers and their chickens to adapt to the environmental changes. The researchers are studying the genetic composition of the local breed. They hope their method can be used to develop stronger strains.
For agricultural species like chicken, cattle and so on, diversity is sort of the roots of productivity, of improvement of productivity. If we want animals, chicken, who produce more eggs, who grow faster, which are more resistant, we have to select them from a pool of diversity. And this is why diversity entered the game. Without diversity, there will be no breeding improvements.
The research center is part of the Incubated World Initiative, a Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation funded African Chickens Genetic Gains project. The aim is to tap the rich genetic diversity found in poultry to provide more options for rural poultry producers.
Whatever we will be doing in this facility in relation to improvement and productivity and production improvement will trickle down to benefit the poor smallholder farmers in Ethiopia and elsewhere.
The project, however, is not only about genetic research. The center also promotes the use of traditional animal husbandry methods, which are often more environmentally sustainable, a skill that has been forgotten by many farmers today. Farmer Fitsum Gabrihana can already see the difference. We use some of the eggs produced on the farm ourselves and sell some of them. That income covers some of the household expenses. I also sold some of the cocks a while ago and bought a few sheep. And that too is helping my family economically. And due to the change in our living standard, I want to expand my chicken husbandry even more. The researchers hope to inspire other farmers to invest in sustainable poultry farming. Their project not only provides disease resistance and climate resilience chickens, it also ensures stable incomes for East Africa's smallhold farmers.
Neota, in one of our last editions, we had a very industrialized way of cultivating salad in the middle of a German metropole. And we thought that we should check if similar systems already exist in Africa.
And they do, Sharon. This method of planting and growing plants with a minimal amount of soil mixed with other substrates or water nutrient solutions is called hydroponics. At a time when climate change is rendering field infertile or washing them away completely, it's an increasingly valuable option. Our reporter went to the Nigerian capital, Abuja, to see how residents are using the method to provide fresh vegetables like lettuce and other vegetables without the need of a large expanse of land.
Achinuka Frederick and her daughter Kuro water the plants in the backyard morning and night. After some disappointing results in the past, they want to make sure these plants stay healthy.
So I had a little garden at the back of the fence. But I realized that every time I plant, before you know it, it dies off. Or flies will come, ant diseases, it will be affected, the leaves will be, there will be pockets of holes in the leaves. It discouraged me a lot.
Achinuka Frederick lives in the city of Abuja. The soil here is dry, which makes growing vegetables a challenge. But there's a solution to be found in her own neighborhood. This apartment building is home to a little greenhouse. Inside, plant enthusiasts employ a technique for growing vegetables known as hydroponics. Atinuka is taking part in the beginner course. They don't use any soil. Instead, they use a substrate, like coconut fibers or fiberglass. The seeds are not planted in a pot. They're put in a plastic bag. Then it's all connected to a system of hoses. Water comes through here and provides nutrition one drop at a time.
So when I planted and I saw it growing rapidly, I was so amazed. I was so fascinated. I said, wow, this is interesting.
You can set up something like
But doesn't it use too much water?
You use 90% less water with hydroponics technology. So that's the beauty. You don't have to worry so much about water. Just a little water and your nutrients inside, you're okay.
As a result, you can create a mini farm on your balcony or in your backyard all year round without having to worry about rain.
So it's very enjoyable. It's a very good business that everyone can do.
Achinuka Frederick has even been able to earn some money from her produce.
I think we have enough. So I told a few friends, and it's okay, let me have some. So I gave them little to start with, and they love it. They say, okay, why not bring it for us?
Most of all, she loves making herself a cup of tea, made with mint, fresh from her garden.
Well, that's all the time we have for this week's program. We hope that you were inspired to help protect our environment in your own ways. If you want to find out more about our eco program, check out our website. I'm Sharon Momanyi from Nairobi, Kenya. Until next time, it's bye-bye.
If you are involved in environmental projects and want to share your story, get in touch with us via mail or social media, as you see in our end credits. Thank you for watching, and I look forward to seeing you for our next edition of Eco at Africa. I'm Neota Egbe, and bye-bye from the Shodex Gardens in Lagos, Nigeria.